reference bullshit. Can't think just yet. So, hello and welcome to my lives. My name is Kellie Cottam. I am here in Portsmouth and I have been here in Portsmouth since January 2016, where I came here as a mother in a relationship with Dean, heading to get married. We had a child on the way. As you know, that baby is Elijah. Now, I have had this morning more posts come through from Portsmouth City Council. The parking tickets that had my car clamped, apparently. Yesterday, I had what's called a closure letter. So let me just read this to just prepare you for something. Hello there, Daniela. So this is to Ms. Cottam, not Mrs. Samuel, because that obviously never happened. Reference case closure to children's social care and safeguarding. I am writing to confirm, in accordance with your wishes, Portsmouth Children's Social Care and Safeguarding will not be completing an assessment of your children at this time. We have stepped down Elijah and Shiloh's case to Universal Services. The date on this letter is the 3rd of the 11th, 2021. As you know, Aaron and Faith were taken on the 13th of December 2012. I had moved into Save the Family on the 23rd of October 2012. This was as a result, the only reason this is because I was in private rental when I went self-employed. Housing benefit hadn't changed over the fact that I had gone from income support to working tax credits and hadn't continued paying my housing benefit. That meant I fell into a gap. Now, in my original flat house, everything was good, but I had made a decision to move to the south. My mum wasn't here in Portsmouth. She was living in Godalming and prior to then in Merrow in Guildford. I have spent most of my life travelling from the ages of 21, from Preston in the north down to the south to my family. I left the south, Aldershot, when I married my second husband, Graham, who I had Liam and Daniel with. Daniel was my first husband, James's. I was married when I was 17, underage, signed by my father. My mother signed Donald Duck, but I had got pregnant. I felt that as a mother who was at college, so I was a woman at college when I met my army. I was working, so I was going to college and I was working at Cambridge Military Hospital doing the teas, the coffees, cleaning and working in the Sugaboo in the morning, cleaning out the neonatal, making sure everything was good in there and all the babies were settled. That wasn't my job, but I used to feel like once I had gone in, made sure they had a really peaceful day, everything was clean and everybody could get on with their work. We're looking after these babies. And I used to watch which ones used to go around the ward. I was only 17. I left foster care when I was 16 and 1 week. Now, I didn't spend all my life in foster care. I was raised by my, as you know, I was born here in Portsmouth. My mother gave birth to me here in Portsmouth. She was 16 and 2 months when 16 and 1 month. So she had just turned 16 when she gave birth to me here in Portsmouth, in this lovely place here. Literally just up the road there at St Mary's Hospital, where I was born jaundiced. I had the cord wrapped round my neck and I was born with a collagen deficiency. My mother, obviously Portsmouth was the nearest hospital and I was raised and went back and returned with my mum and my nan when my granddad wasn't there. My granddad had already separated from my nan. Another story, another time. It's my mum's to tell, really, and my Aunt Christine's. But it's my healing to have too. Yes, family members, remember, what happens to you is a generational curse to us. Your pain, your trauma continues on to the other people within the family. Every family situation, event, wedding, christening, birthdays are all affected by whoever has trauma within that family and how that family deal with that person's trauma. Now, say you've got somebody like me, Kelly, who has a mum, a dad, nan, granddad, uncle, auntie, cousins, and all these people. Say Aaron and Faith hadn't been taken, and say I'd been on the road and I'd had a car crash, and Aaron and Faith, Liam and Daniel, had been killed in that car crash, and I had survived. How would a family deal with that coming into grief for me? One, they've got jobs. So how does everybody stop their lives to come in and bang, Kelly's had a car crash? Whether I've had a car crash in life, or whether, like, my business has failed, or my property mortgage has failed, whether an idea has fallen through that I've invested everything that I've got into it, or you get into a relationship and it doesn't work out. Most women leave their fathers to be with their husbands. The man is the provider and the protector, but a woman is meant to have her own identity. The society that we have lived in for years and years and years has taken away the true identity in women, making them nothing more than the washing up. This is obviously breakfast that I haven't tidied up yet, sorting the pots out. Obviously, the bed got wet last night, so I've got to do all of the washing. I've got the bins to take out that didn't go out last night. The mail has turned up today. I've got the letters to deal with. I've got, obviously, the fact that Dean's taken the boys out. Bed's got to be... You get up in the morning, and the first thing you do is you make your bed. The boys have had their toys out. I'm still in the middle of sorting out all of the boys' clothes. Obviously, the boys have had toys out. My sofa has got to be put back together. And for anybody who knows me, knows there is a method to my sofa. Any other women like this? Zips at the bottom. Yes? There will be a... Right, I'm back. Sorry, I'm back. So anyway, a woman, whether she lives in her own home. Now, a woman who, say she leaves her mother and father, she goes to college, she goes to university, she decides she's going to be a doctor or a solicitor or a barrister. Maybe she just finishes college and becomes a hairdresser, a beautician, or maybe a nurse, maybe a midwife, maybe a police officer. Maybe that woman wants to be a builder or a construction worker. At the end of the day, we can select and be whatever it is that we are interested in to do or be or have. But once a woman becomes a mother, then you are giving up your life for your child, so they say. In fact, it's meant to be the other way around. Everything that you are as a mother and father is the first basis and foundations into your children. Everything that you have learned is a gift to your child the moment they come into the world. Say hypothetically, as you know, this is all Dean's stuff is all packed up, ready to be finally going for good. But say you play the drums. Automatically, it's going to be something that is around your child immediately, and they will grow up. You're not meant to cut that out of yourself or give that up for your child. But it all depends on your budget. It all depends on how much money you have. Now, as you know, when Aaron and Faith were taken, I hit the streets. They took Aaron and Faith. They took my car hire. They took my residence and my contract where I was living, even though I had a 2-year contract with Aaron and Faith, but it was part of what's classed as a temporary accommodation and not a secure tenancy, which in the eyes of the courts made me homeless. So they made out I was homeless using the fact prior to moving to save the family that when I had first been evicted, I left in a black taxi with just more of a bag. All the stuff was still in the property. They were cunts about it. There was no emotion about it. It was just, we won in court, you're now evicted. And actually, Housing Benefit paid them every single penny the day before. Why? Because Monique Blakemore from Autism Women Matter, which was created later, but she was something else at the time, came in as my advocate to say, look, this woman has made the decision to go self-employed. Had she had been in employment, she would have been supported as somebody, whether it be the dyslexia that I've masked, whether it would be the autism, Asperger's, whatever you Nazis want to call us, or the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is my body. I'm walking around, as you know, at the moment, because one, I'm struggling with my right shoulder. My knee is completely busted. I am actually limping. And if I take my neck thing off around me, as I will show you, are you ready? I did this to somebody else the other day. They went, fuck me, why haven't you showed me like that? Are you ready? So, take this off. Your head, I don't know what you can see. Right. So, your head should go back to there. And that is as far as your head goes. Mine, are you ready? Goes. Now, someone said the other day, it'd be really good for pouring a pint all the way down and getting it all the way down my galochas. Ugh. It's not funny. It's not nice. It's called cranial instability. It basically means that my head does not sit on the post. So to all those people who've ever backhanded me around the head, yeah, Stephen, my mother. Now, anyway, me and Dean, as you know, met on Downing Street in 2015. I was currently with a solicitor and a legal team, okay? Now, Andy, if you know all this stuff, please teach me away, because literally, as you know, Dean was meant to come and help me get this unit out. I need this unit out, and I need that unit out. All red is FEA, all blue is police, pink is all my private, again, down there. So that's the one file that's standing all the way in between me. This is the file against Flintshire on Aaron and Faith. This is all my medical stuff. This here is my foster care file. This here is everything. Look at this one, right? This is stuff that never, ever got presented. So, right. When first opening, obviously, I was homeless. So here is all the things from when I was travelling. I mean, look, London. This is the hotel, Ramadale Hotel, which shows that the date, again, on the 4th of the 10th. And as you know, this was to do with, if I've got the pass around somewhere, so it's important on all videos. Yeah. This is then. So this is the 5th to the 7th of October 2012. So I'd arrived on the 4th. So show that again. So the 5th, there's the hotel bill. And then obviously I stayed a further night on the 7th. That's another one. Yeah. And again, I can pull all of these out. These show, obviously, my visa for Ramada, Docklands, how much I paid. Let me pull them out. Fuck it. I just don't. 2 seconds. I just don't want to lose the order of these, obviously. So, yeah. So, for this, just to remind you, again, for those just watching for the benefit, my name is Kellie Cotton. I'm here in the UK. Back in 2012, as you see, I went out in the media in 2010, which the original article was Benefit Britain. This is a week later. I was a mother of 4 children, Liam, Daniel, Aaron, Faith. These were my children at the time. This was 2010. Move on 2 years. This had got me, obviously this was my second year. The third year. The first year in 2010, this here is the guy that I pretty much looked after and crewed. This is the person that I took up my service to deal. This is Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins has his own platform, and I had been there 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The year before, this photograph was Richard Branson. My son Aaron was stood on stage saying, "I freaking rock," as he was talking about the launch in 2020. He would be trying. It was the funding pitch for the money. That's called crowdfunding. So they basically bring everybody in to... Here, it's 5 stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The National Achievers Congress, and all ran by PowerNet. This used to be, prior to these, it was called Midwestern. So Midwestern looked after him, prior to him, and all of these. And then Success Resources, which is Ken and something. They're on my Facebook, and I'll show you who they are, who own this. So the 2011 one was Richard Branson. And that's when he launched into what was going to be going on in 2020. So as we're going in now. So as you know, look up in the sky, go on to NASA, go on to all of these things, and you will see that literally all the rockets with 5G and everything was powered in further. This was when I then took what you then knew, what you all know as Step Up Britain, is it was called Challenge Britain. I will challenge Britain. As it says here, single mum of 4, and it says to here, as a result of appearing in The Guardian, Kellie has been interviewed on ITV show Daybreak. I think it was one show as well. Granada reports. Her story is featured in several national papers. However, she has experienced huge criticism and been branded a scrounger and a delusional. And these people have kept the abuse going on to my family that resulted in these 2 children being taken because of your defamation, discrimination, because of your poor mindset, because of your low-level mindset on somebody who went off and bettered herself. Because at the end of the day, I do suffer from a condition, a chronic disability. They had to get the evidence to even print this, which stops her from having a regular job. Now, I could sit on my ass, take benefits, have a car, do what the fuck I like, live whatever I like. But I chose to live my purpose. I chose to get out of a wheelchair. I chose to better myself. Nobody else did. I did. I chose to take up my cross with the Lord and take my true purpose in this world. But she says she's now more determined to launch the project despite receiving many negative comments. The psychology graduate has a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, of which stops her body from producing collagen, from which results in daily dislocations of her joints, and has resulted in her being in and out of a wheelchair, which I refuse to do, and I pick up my skates and I choose to skate. She says she is not fazed by the negative comments because all of them are unfounded from people who do not understand my disability. I read a few of the comments on website and then I stopped. I was prepared for the backlash. And if that's what has to happen for me to challenge Britain, for me to get Challenge Britain started, then so be it. The only one thing I have found offensive was comments about my kids, but they have been okay and haven't had anything said to them at school. So then we go to 2012. Here are all my hotel bills from every event. There you go. What's hotel's this? There you go. Ramada. I was not fucking homeless. I was in a Docklands penthouse fucking suite, all paid for by myself on my credit card, my cash card. Sorry, I don't do it. I want to prove it's mine. Nobody sponsored me. Nobody pays me. Yep. Mine. Not government funded because I wasn't even on bloody benefits. I was self-employed. Mine. Now, when we got evicted, this is how I coped with it. We did not go onto the streets. We did not have family to go to. We didn't do anything. I put my kids in Pontins. No, housing benefits was not paying for it. We're in a popular 1-bed, 2 single-bed lounge. That was my previous address. There I am with all of my children. Kellie Cottam, Liam Cottam, Aaron Cottam, which he's not, Faith Cottam. Daniel is not there because Daniel has remained at school with his dad. Then it was getting a little bit funny and I had to step it up a bit. And I did. And I did. I also met the guy there. Another one paid for by me. Oh, here we go. Then I disappear. And we go to Kevin Green's 2-day wealth intensive training on the 23rd. This is before Donald Trump. My mum actually looked after my kids when I was at the Radisson Ortho in Heathrow. You will learn to fall down. Become a bank. Business, startup, high profit business, how to start with no money, credit repair, build growth, joint venture, how to grow significant, blah, 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 blah. And then there you go. This is how I was making my money. Here is the Eventbrite ticket holder. This is an affiliate link that if I sold tickets to the event, I got profit. That's how I made my money on the road. There is my Pontins. This is me. Now, funny enough, I do believe that somebody is here right now who was actually at Save the Family, who's the partner of the person who was on here, or ex-partner. And they will tell you that I arrived in an Audi to Save the Family on the 31st of October because social services were putting pressure on me, stating that I was homeless when, as you can see here, is all of the receipts to the hotels. Here's the one in Southport when we were classed as homeless. This is the Ramada that we were gone to after Pontins. And then we come to Save the Family Licence Agreement, 31st of October 2012. Now, I posted, oh look, this is May 2000. Now, my children were taken on the 13th of December 2012. On the 26th of May, this is just after my birthday, yeah? On my birthday, I nearly became everything that I could have not been possible because I sunk thinking I'm having my 31st birthday. My life has been torn to pieces. I've had my children taken. My life is over. And I laid on that bed nearly dying. It was the people at Save the Family that pulled me out of it, mate. The Leader charity offered support to vulnerable families who no longer receive government funding. Oh, yeah, sorry, no, will no longer receive government funding. The Welsh Government is ending payments to Save the Family, which provides accommodation and services to homeless families. So I had gone there from that. The charity was founded more than 30 years ago. Don't forget, we've got another 11 years by Chester couple, George and Edna Speed. The irony. I was told there's loads of babies dead at this place, by the way. All the babies that didn't make it. Here we go. The charity also runs a centre in Cheshire that houses 33 families and owns a number of community-based move-on houses. So if I was homeless, there's no problem, is there? Okay. The Welsh Government spoke to a number of inspections since 2010 have found that Save the Family needs to make significant improvements. I was putting complaints in the moment I got there that this was not right. Despite support from Flintshire Council, the project does not meet the standards is expected of the body that receives public funding. They failed me and my children, but I never got my children back now, did I? And this is my complaint that issued this. To ensure acceptable standards of operation management, the project governance and provided we have given 3 months' notice of our intentions to withdraw funding from Save the Family. The funding that we currently give to Save the Family will in the future go to local council, so the needs of the vulnerable housing in Flintshire will continue to be met. Yeah, I wasn't then placed into... So if you actually understand the hierarchy of MASH, so MASH sits up here. I'll show you what MASH is. there, Portsmouth MASH, and they want to put me to, where is it? Universal Services, right? So, the funding that, oh, I've made that, here we go. Save the Family chairman, Mike Doran, who's a cunt, seems to think it's a bit strange this is happening now. Well, sorry, I arrived on the 31st, mate. So why was Aaron and Faith taken on the 13th of December 2012, and why have I never seen my children since? Why did my children get adopted when clearly they were going to take the failing place and help people, weren't they? But I only went to Wales because I was getting shit from England, so I thought I was going to be safe at Save the Family. So, he said the charity expected issues had been raised in the past and that the management had been working closely with Flintshire Council to make sure all those concerns were being addressed. He said, we felt that we were moving along in a positive way until Kellie Cotton come along and got 35 upheld complaints. All of these were never presented to the court. Mr. Doreen said that he felt its funding had been cut without given a fair chance to resolve the matter raised in February, and that 3 months was not significant suitable alternative solutions for families. This isn't about Save the Family, he said. It's about the vulnerable people. Where the fuck are Aaron and Faith? The charity released a statement saying on the February the 13th, and I will show you the date that I issued my complaints on these people. My language is foul, yeah? You don't like it? Fuck off. You haven't had your kids kidnapped, yeah? Go kidnap somebody else's, and even if you are my cousin, my language will be foul in this. Because this is about my children that not one of you fucking family members came forward to help me, mate. So fuck off if you don't like it, cousin or no cousin. Go take other people's children like you have. Yeah? Probably won't speak to me again. And fuck off. It does not wish the withdrawal of funding and my children ain't in the house, mate, which is why I'm doing this. The father has taken them out so I can express myself any way I fucking like. Undue, and AI hasn't ended up going beep, beep, beep yet. And when AI goes beep, 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 I will change my profanity because you ain't intelligent enough to know why I speak to AI. The families who were receiving the support or people who were employed by Save the Family, this is also our priority. Where is this priority then? Because where's the picture? How was this family a priority? How? A single mum again who receives $37,000 a year on benefits. I chose to give that up. I chose to be a mother who owned her home. That's not my home behind it. That's my neighbour's home. I was living in a mews, yeah? I didn't want to live in council. I didn't want to have council options. I chose to have a career. I chose to better myself and go and get a psychology degree. I chose to do it. Okay? So, let's continue with what happened to Save the Family. And then let's get to the letter that I got yesterday, yeah? We have received detailed response to our letter on the 19th of Feb. This is my complaints, yeah? Information regarding proposal of future service delivery. Save the Family is proud to have delivered services keeping families together for 37 years, and its commitment to continuously improve its services in the best interest of its family and its staff who deliver those vital services. The charity added that Cotton Farm, of which they've moved everything over to Cotton Farm, same people, all the money moved over there. There's babies buried at this place, mate. Babies buried in their land, mate. How many people do you think had their kids taken from this place until I came along, mate? George Osborne had been there the week before I got there. Does not receive any supported people's funding are not directly affecting this. And I don't care if my cousins come back to me and want to give me shit, mate. I tell you about my cousins, mate. Family Director, Community Services, Neil Ayling. This is the person that I issue complaints with. I've got all letters directed to this person. As you know, when I issue it, I go straight to the top. Flintshire Council is aware Save the Family has received notification from Welsh Government that its intentions to withdraw supporting. This is after my children were taken, yeah? In its response to this is a newspaper article, by the way, and to help response to any concerns. On the 13th of February, WG, this is my complaint, received concern, and I complained for everybody that was there. The deaf woman who had her kids taken, everything that I was seeing going on that place, the baby that I even saved that was getting taken after mine. I locked her in my house, mate. I drowned the mother in the bloody bath, sobered her up, and freaking said, your baby's getting taken in 10 minutes if you don't sort your shit out. Answered in detailed a letter on the 19th of February, and we promised a comprehensive response in due course. I'm glad Jimmy's here now, actually, because I think it was Jimmy that posted on the photograph that I'm about to talk about that said at least the kids had fun. I think it was either Peter or Jimmy that did it, so they know what I'm going to be talking about in a minute. We received a letter from Double G which does not address our detailed letter on 19th of Feb, but does advise intentions to withdraw SPRG funding. WG has stated that the provisions of support to vulnerable people is one of their priorities. I thought, hang on, didn't they get 26,000 for my children to add to this fund? And it does not wish to withdraw of funding or impact due to the families who are receiving the support to the people who are employed by Save the Family. It is our priority. We have written to the WG requesting a meeting and have given our notice to appeal against the decision in accordance with WG. I wasn't even given an opportunity to appeal. I was thrown out the appeals court. I didn't have any legal aid. I was thrown out. My time hasn't even come. Grant procedures. We've requested detailed response of our letter, 19th of February 2013. Don't forget, Aaron and Faith were taken on the 13th of December 2012. I started my letters immediately. They picked them up in January after the new year and issued them around this date. I have the same dates, just as I have the dates here that correspond with the dates here, yeah? So those dates there are the same dates as here for this, yeah? So when I actually put all this together in my book for court, you will see I have everything, mate, everything to crush this thing. The earliest time in which funding could cease, and this wasn't why I was evicted, they still were there, mate, would be the 13th of December 2013. So why wasn't I given this time? Why wasn't I given till here? Why wasn't I given this opportunity? And of course, WG was stating the priorities of continuing to meet the needs of vulnerable families and staff in the working project. Now, obviously, if you want to read all of this, and that is Angela Harrison, Families Manager. She knows who I am, mate. She knows who I am. So why is it then that Cheryl Osborne and PC Stephen Lewis were able to get away with the kidnapping of Aaron and Faith, even though I'm the one that's done this? People are starting to write in. My friends and family are starting to pour into the courts going, what is going on? So then we come to Dr. Edwards, yes? So then on the 11th of February 2013, they get the psychological report on me. Finally, yeah? So they don't even get my medical notes until May. Now, this lady here said that I had never had the correct therapy for the child abuse that I had ever been through. Bang! Sorry, what was that? Now, unfortunately, I didn't get this letter until the 25th of the 6th, 15, because obviously, just to say, I was thrown out to Save the Family. I had my car taken. I had to put Liam with his dad, and I continued, yeah? My cousin coming on, freaking triggering me about my language. Fuck off. Seriously. She's got other people's kids, mate. I won't even go there, yeah? I ain't dealing with lesbians taking on other people's kids, whether they're my cousins or not, mate. I will never agree with it. I will never support it. And if you can't support the real fucking mothers, mate, and you're just like everybody else that goes off going, they're a crackhead, they're a smackhead. Most of them have been sexually abused, mate. Most of them have been through trauma. Most of them are dealing with something that you don't understand. So, anyway, they used my foster care file on me in the end. However, in all that time, I finally got settled, as you know, just before 2015. There was nothing that I could do. Once my appeal had been shut down, so Aaron and Faith were taken on 13th of December 2012, and I was tried in June 2013, and I was gagged on the 1st of July, about 5th of July 2000, maybe the 19th, somewhere between June and July 2013, in my comatose fucking state of my kids have been taken, I'm here on my own, I got my family saying this, I got people saying that, nobody's understanding what the fuck's going on, I got my son absolutely mortified that his brother and sister have gone, I got my other son in Leyland trying to concentrate on his exams and focusing on not letting this affect his career, I've got his dad trying his best to freaking help out, going, well, look, I'm going to come and help, we're coming up. You know, I've got other people causing me absolute mayhem. And then, of course, I've still got my social media going on. And at some point, I've had to go onto my social media from said, just to remind people coming in, this. So that's why my social media was running in the first place. So I'm having to deal with all of that stuff, and I had to post. They've got my kids, social services have got my kids, what do I do? Then came in Family Army. Then came in the anonymous masks. Then came in the police, bounding 6 police officers in to save the family, then accusing me of attacking Liam when I'm on the phone to my mum in my flat. Then obviously I start playing music like na 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 na. Then music that is like, I'm coming to fucking get you, mate. I'm going to take my kids from you. I'm going to kidnap you. And you bastards ain't going to get away with this. I'll kill every fucker that ever took my kids. You touch me, you hurt my kids, I'll hurt you. And that's what every parent would say. You hurt my children, I hurt you. Yeah? Now, I then had to watch my children going through emotional abuse like koalas pinning to me. I had my contact taken away. We had police standing in between me and my son because I showed my daughter some videos of some things that she didn't get to go to see, some Morris dancers. I had police all over me for it. I didn't even have a phone, mate. I had to borrow somebody's that saved the family's video camera to be able to even take in to show my daughter what other things that we could be doing when she's home. But I'm not allowed to talk about when she's coming home. All I could tell my sons is just keep watching the papers. And one day, Mummy is going to turn up. And when I do, you run and I will wait where I am and I will not move until you get there. But I'm gagged. All because, what's her name? I have the full psychological report here. So let me actually find the passage that I am looking for. Oh, look. They're lovely. This is all your medical notes and any paperwork that you've ever had. So let me find. I thought they were actually going to be helping me and finally understanding why I've been through so much shit all my life. I understand why I've been through so much shit. People don't want me to take my fucking position, mate. Because if I do, there's a lot of people going to prison. Right, so let me go to the final decision. Where is it? Not even qualified to do this either. Nothing about EDS. Nothing. Oh, hang on a minute. Is it there? Oh, look, there's the grandiosis, yeah, which had come from you people online. I'm just trying to find where it says that I have said that I have had the treatment for everything I've been through as a child. And she turned around and said no. I want the evidence. I'll prove it. Proof. Irrefutable Irrefutable proof. Right, somewhere in this report, it says that I said that I have had the correct support, and she's saying that I haven't had the correct support, right? So anyway, I then finally get to sit down in a house in 2000 and, one dad's in, one mum will disappear. Both from Save the Family, both can back up everything that I've just said. So basically, once I get time to sit down, I speak to everybody and say, look, this is what's happened. I go to everybody. I was based in London at the time. I rang all the EDS people, all the Asperger's people, everybody to do with mental health, being that they were using that. Everyone from domestic violence, being that they used that. Everybody from, I didn't have drugs and alcohol put on me, other than the fact that, you know, the judge turned around and said that he couldn't use my cannabis case against me because it had already been a High Court thing and it wasn't even up for discussion. They weren't even allowed to test to see if I did or didn't. And I don't do any other drugs. And don't drink, no alcohol things. But the irony is you have a, when it comes to multi-agency framework, you end up with a probation officer. Well, I don't have probation, right? So anyway, let me just read this just to show that everything that they said is irrelevant. So this letter here is from the Safe Centre, Sexual Assault Forensic and Examination Centre. Far more qualified than anybody when actually dealing with sexual abuse. Dated 25th of the 6th, 2015, because obviously I was trying to oppose the adoption order. There are only so many levels that you can do once your child, you got 72 hours once a child is taken to get them back before you're in a 26-week court process. Then there's all of these processes and stages. And when I read that letter out from Save the Family being evicted, I was never given these opportunities when Aaron and Faith were taken. I didn't go through child protection. I didn't go through children in need. I wasn't offered universal services. I wasn't offered anything. My children were just taken, bang, and I was defamated, persecuted, ran through the fucking mill. And then obviously, as you know, Walk for Justice was created, Forced Adoption Exposed was created, Halt the Adoption Drive was created, Step Up Britain was put on the back burner, Love Great Britain was put on the back burner because I was going from the solution back into the problem. So anyway, dear Kellie, further to our conversation, I can confirm that you attended counselling sessions here at the Safe Centre from February 2003 to December 2004. We have documented record of this, and I am in the process of speaking with our legal team for you to be able to access this. Yours sincerely, Sue Charleston, Centre Manager. And then it's got, obviously, Portsmouth Preston Hospital thing. So had this had been submitted, they'd had no case on me anyway. And what grounds have they got to use my child abuse on me anyway? And as you know, I have since then been, at that particular time, around before 2003, been diagnosed with EDS and finally moving on to this. So anyway, as you know, the judge's final, this is not the judge's final decision. It is the psychologists. In my opinion, this raises significant concern in the relation to managing contact. This isn't about whether I get my kids back. This is about whether they can manage contact. So whether they get to keep my children in foster care and work with me, basically. If the children are not returned to her care, Miss Cottam is likely to experience a high degree of stress. So they knew this. If my children, listen, look, if the children are not returned to her care, Ms. Cottam is likely to experience a high degree of distress. Let's read this again. If the children are not returned to Ms. Cottam's care, Ms. Cottam is likely to receive high degrees of distress. She will not be able to regulate appropriately, and this will lead her to behave in a manner that is potentially harmful to the children's welfare, e.g. by containing to inappropriate manner, supervising staff in contact, making unwise comments to the children. Look, making unwise comments to the children. It's not me, yes? Supervising staff in contact. This was all about my complaints with them. Falling to adjust, emotionally support the children's adjustment in circumstances. So they wanted me to emotionally support my children's adjustment to be in adoption. Under those circumstances, ongoing contact is likely to be harmful to the children. I note the concerns within the document received that contact is as difficult, supervise and manage effective. I didn't have contact. That's why I was arguing with them. Certainly, it is in my opinion that these circumstances contact, if can be managed, would be required. Wasn't given a chance. Formal supervision by experienced staff and would need to be placed in a safe environment. It is possible, however, that if the children were placed back into her care, all services would target a meeting Kellie Cottam's need. She would be more accepting of support. However, I suspect that in reality, no matter whatever level of support was offered, nothing would ever be good enough. And at that same time, she would become dependent on the services to an unhealthy degree. I haven't got the services, as happening in her relationship with Mr. Cottam. Excuse me? We didn't have services. And Graham will tell you this. So Graham, Daniel, reiterate that we never had any services. Thank you. And more recently, when the services were provided to assist her with the children, which I haven't had. So I haven't had. Okay. So all this information is incorrect. I can prove it. So as you know, since 2016, I went through first level social services because obviously I came here with a baby after having my children taken to Portsmouth, who didn't know me other than having my birth medical notes here. I couldn't leave because I was a high-risk birth, potential hemorrhage. So I had no choice but to stay here in England, and I felt it was best to be where my carer duty is as an EDS, as proven by here, and I have the medical notes and everything. It was all there. Everybody could have accessed it, and they would have known immediately that I'd just been through, in 2010, Team Around the Child, based on me going into hospital. But when they checked, it was that they classed it as a MASH, which it wasn't. Nothing to do with anything. I can completely smash it to pieces that at the end of the day, Aaron and Faith were clean, dressed, presented, lovely, beautiful children, adorable children. They just didn't like the people at the promo Christmas event when our children were all being looked at and ready for the people that wanted to adopt our children. Aaron and Faith were already offered to go over and speak to 2 people. I didn't know what this was. And they ran away and stood behind me. And I said, look, my kids are a bit uncomfortable here. We're going to go and do our own thing. So we did. And we went off and we went and watched a panto in the middle of Chester, and went to Chester. I had a car. So I jumped in the car, took my kids off, and we went and did our own thing. Now, as you know, I've had a letter come through, which is apparently a closure letter. As you know, on the 15th of December 2009, 10, this little baby was born. This is Shayla Grace Ottaway-Keane. She is the daughter of Josie and the daughter of Jamie Ottaway-Keane, who was taken. Again, the mother was put to Wales from Portsmouth, where the baby was taken off of her, and then she was shoved out onto the streets, where all of a sudden she's ran to me and gone, Kellie, they've taken Shayla. Since the very first day I have been helping, I had no social in my life. On the 15th of December, on the day of Shayla Grace being born, I had 2 police officers, security, and 2 social workers at my door causing mayhem on nothing, and they left. Then, obviously, Josie is with me. I'll have social workers in about Josie with the kids and blah, 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 blah. And I said, I am not willing to defamate Josie in the way that you have. And I don't have any issues with Josie, with my children. And actually, I would rather that her baby daughter was here with us so we can go to the zoo and we can have some nice days out instead of what you're about to put her through. Josie was very naive to what she was being put through, and I wasn't allowed to help her. She was told not to speak to me, not come back to me, and Josie left. She went to Southampton where she was being helped prior to court. Then all of a sudden that got taken away from her too. There was a bit of corruption on their side, on the people that were setting it, but it was a massive failure for Josie. Josie came back to me here and I told them I'm helping her. I wasn't allowed to be parties to proceedings. I was kicked out, told no, not allowed to help her, and Josie signed coerced into the adoption. I still had social hanging over me. The social worker said, I don't understand why we're here. I said, Brodie, they will not sign me off until that baby's adopted. But that's stupid because as a campaigner, there's nothing I can do until she's a forced adoption anyway. I'm not legally equipped or known to work on any other side. I can help you on the other side of it and help from that side. And I do try my best to help as many people get child protection off us. But at the end of the day, some people do need help. And we have a service that needs to be there. Now, as you know, I haven't seen Josie since this happened. She was on the streets in Portsmouth. I took her out for her birthday, dressed her up, took her for dinner. She went back to the streets. Then she disappeared and she went to Southampton, where she's still on the streets as far as I'm concerned. I rang Portsmouth City Council to say I want my closure letter. I want the evidence of everything that you have done to me since I've been here in writing, in my hand, so that I can move on and take you all to court. I then told them that I will be going to Southampton to pick up my phone, and I'm also going to give Josie the option to return with me if she wishes. As you know, I got my car clamped based on apparently 2 tickets in Portsmouth. As you know, I also then got a call from social. Prior to that, that got shut down. Then all of a sudden, there's something else going on. And I have police at my door. You know this. This is a time before, and I didn't have any phones to record it. But I did get Amber to say, can you let everybody know? And then I got back from Southampton and I had a phone. So I wasn't able to record the bailiff, and he snuck away on clamping, but I did get photographs and post them up. So then I go out finally, getting on with my life to sort the garage out, and I get a call, which we know was a neighbour across the front, saying I left the kids out the front. And I then get out of hours social care, who get told to go away. And then I get the police again, of which you know I recorded. Obviously, it caused for me to bash the fire alarm out, which I've now got 2. And look, this is the makeshift dob job. Look, they've just gone straight over the other one. This is what council is, just a fucking makeshift, mate. This is private. This is council. So then, as you know, I've had the police. So all of a sudden, it's gone in writing to these people. As you know, Amber has sat and done a cease and desist demanding that I get sent this letter. As you know, my social media has also been getting closed down consecutively. And then me and the boys decide to paint this room. And I post a photograph of obviously Shiloh covered in paint. And then I quickly, and I can get these messages from Amber, and Amber will probably even put them down there. Amber, please check. If you're on a laptop, can you blow in and see anything of my son? Is he completely covered? Not forgetting that some children are black and brown and different colours. So somebody might not be able to tell the difference. So I'm panicking because I've then been shut down. I can't do anything about it. Nothing I can do. I can't even get into my account. Amber's not in. And then eventually Amber gets in, sorts it, blah, 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 bump. But as you then know, my account then gets shut down. And I decide, because Amber can still post onto her page my side, so I decided to set up another account, but now do it in Kellie at kelliecotton.co.uk. Then all of a sudden it gets shut down. Now I'm still able to live. So something says they like my lives because they like to see how I emotionally regulate. To 1 minute, my cousin going on about my language, you couldn't even see my fucking face, mate. If I want to come at you and go, rah! And then go, hey, how you doing? I am in control. of my emotions. I always have been. What I don't like is being traumatized, because I have to work damn hard. So as you know, I went to Anonymous. All the videos were done. Then yesterday I get this. Are you ready? Don't forget, you've all watched everything that has ever gone on. Dear Ms Cottam, RE case closure to children's social care and safeguarding. I am writing to confirm that in accordance with your wishes, Portsmouth Children's Social Care and Safeguarding will not be competing assessment of your children at this time. We have stepped down Elijah and Shiloh's case to Universal Services. I would like to take this opportunity to advise you that we have continued to receive anonymous reports of concern. Many are linked with photos or videos you share on social media. She watches me on social media. That's how she started. That's how I first ever knew her. But so do you people. So I read this to you again. You have continued to receive anonymous reports of concern. Many of these are linked to photos or videos you share on social media. Each time a referral is made to CC, we have to again consider whether there is a need to complete an assessment of your child. I understand that you have removed the most recent photographs, and we would suggest that you were cautious in the future about media you publish featuring your children. Excuse me, this had nothing to do with any of this. To reduce the opportunity of concerns raised. If you decide you would like some support around neighbourhood disputes, so what's this got to do with neighbourhood, yeah, neighbourhood, social media, neighbour, excuse me, neighbour, yes, that are taking place or any issue, contact Portsmouth MASH. It would be really helpful for us to find out if you think that the services that you have received. In order to do this, I enclose a service feedback form and prepaid envelope for your reply. Thank you in advance for your support to this request. I wish you every success in the future. Yours sincerely, Roger Warren, service leader. And then you get, where is it? Oh, seriously, where is it? And then, here it is. Here it is. Social worker, please complete this section. Sam Fox. Now, Sam Fox, I know when the other woman was ringing me, the other one, she was there. So it's got nothing to do with the last thing. There we go. And then we get, talking to your social worker. Did your social worker come in? And then this morning, you know, my car got clamped. The parking tickets turned up. It's fucking disgusting. It really is. It's absolutely disgusting. So that closure letter now, if I now take that to the courts, the judge is going to read that. So I don't want your closure letter now. Now I want everything you ever wrote on me. I want a full-blown SARS. I want every email, every communication. I want everything that she's ever sent. I want everything that any one of you have ever done and sent. And I'm going to reveal it all before your very eyes in my book. Exactly how you treat a mother whose head just needs to be fixed, and a medical condition, so I can go to the gym, train, do what I love, and inspire and enable my children to do the same as they battle with the very same condition, and to live in this world peacefully and privately, and to just be able to get on living in our own home. And you know what? Even if I do go on and sell my book and buy land and build a home, which will ultimately be probably more a therapy place, and I have nice cars and nice clothes, you still give me shit. You still find something to pull me down over. Even if I stick in benefits for the rest of my life and I get PIP and I get a Motability car and change it over to a new car, you still give me shit. Because some of us are going to higher levels within ourselves, into our true consciousness, Because this society has turned us into broken conscious people where we don't even know ourselves. I took my power back a long time ago. As you know, I went through the correct therapy a long time ago. All I did was decided to go self-employed to better for my family and for me. And because I don't want to watch Jeremy Kyle during the day, or mine's NCSI, I want to have a purpose. I want my children. When I was on one of the radio stations, they said, do you think your children are proud of you sitting on benefit system? It's like, no, I don't. But my children are humbled by me for getting up every day, knowing the trauma that I experienced. So as you know, for the last month, October, I was waiting for my letter. My letter's not turned up. So as that letter said, if my children were not returned to me, this is from a psychologist, yes, it would cause me untamed. We are now 9 years since my children were not returned to me. Save the Family are still making lots of money. Edna's probably still around. Her husband died a long time ago. Baby's still buried in the back of Save the Family. This shit's got to stop, mate. Because every day a young teenage mother is coming into a family baby unit and not coming out with their child. Teenage mothers through pregnancy in foster care. Some of them are getting a chance and some of them are not. Parents are going to hospital with cancer, anything, no childcare, and they're coming out without their children. People are getting, even now, say just use my photograph as a result. Now, they didn't pull up anything else other than that one thing. But look, now, if they are not doing the assessment based on my wishes, you're all conforming to it. We are handing our children over to them. We're giving our children to them. Even when the police said I couldn't ring a solicitor, I was the one that put my kids in the back of their fucking car, got a teddy from that shop and said, I will see you soon. Because I was being bullied by 2 police officers and 2 social workers. If they tried doing that to me now, look at the difference. Go away. Go away. I'm not committing no crime. Fuck off away from my door. Go away. You don't pay me to work for you. That's your job. You go choose that job. Go pick on somebody that's causing a real crime. And this is the problem. Being well doesn't pay. System doesn't get to make money out of people like me. They need there to be problems so they can come in and make money, because our children and the foster care and the universal services and the multi-agency framework is the only multi-level marketing that they have. And it was Amber that spotted it, because she's been watching all the multi-level marketing businesses that I've been involved in. And the moment she went into the MASH, she saw the pyramid marketing for what it was. It's a business. It's a company. People think this is all about privatisation. The NHS has always been, it's called national insurance contributions. You've already had a national insurance contribution. The NHS has never been free. So anyway, that's all I got to say today. And to my cousin, yeah, I'm not sorry that I fire off at you like that, because if you don't come back to me and say that you're bang out of order for my language when I am going on a live that is dealing with the root trauma of children that I have not seen for 9 years, that are still in this world, they're somewhere around me, mate. I could pass them in a car on a motorway and not know. People could be having cameras where they have, yeah, these people that watch all these surveillance cameras like a fucking movie on us, yeah, they probably laugh going, oh, can you believe it? Aaron and Faith just went that way. She's gone that way. They're probably even sitting there going, oh my goodness, Kelly's going to Alton Towers today and so's Aaron and Faith. We've got to do something to stop her getting to there today, because otherwise she's going to see Aaron and Faith today. And they probably do. They probably do. Just like Truman Show. Well, my life ain't no fucking story for these mugs and people, and for you people. It's real. My emotions and feelings are real. I'm a real woman. I've got a vagina, yeah? You know, penis enters vagina, creates a baby, mummy gets big, sometimes we get fat. You know, we have hormones. We have, you know, do you people even understand what it's like to have a baby pushed out? I'm sorry, you transgenders are never going to get it. You can never push a baby out of your fake vagina, mate. Ain't happening. And you're not having our kids anymore either. No adopters, no lesbians, no gays. If you can't have children, the Lord made it that way. Now, if you really want to help, Start sponsoring the family. Let's stop making... Where's that letter? Let's stop making... Aaron and Faith Shiloh, yeah? Where's my name? So stop, system. Stop, Portsmouth Council. Stop, people. Stop putting it in our children's names. If you want to have a go at me, put it in my name. See, now I'm going to have all my cousins coming on it. Don't ever come in on my live when you know jack shit, talking about my fucking language, when you're my family, mate, and I expect my family to be here as my protectors when I'm dealing with the public world, mate. So if you're coming in, Ori and Natalie, to give me shit, fuck off, mate, and I'll tell Ange why. And Ange will turn around and say, grow up, you little girls. That woman has been through enough damn trauma and she's there for a reason and she's doing stuff. And if she's got her family by her side, she expects her family to be by her side as blood. Yeah? Not the knife in my back. So take your fucking knives and fuck off. Nobody comes around my kids. Now, what's really sad is Elijah and Shiloh can tell when they are with family and cousins. And I love that. And I do. And even I know the difference when I'm around family to people in the strangers. But when my family are here, my family's better be on my lives, sitting there as family, supporting me and coming into court and helping me get my children back. Because not one of you did. And I actually came to you people. And your father, yeah, mate, your father left me outside your very own home, yeah, in a car that didn't have a fucking charger because I slept outside your place, your home, all fucking night, even knocked on your door the day before, couldn't move my car because my battery was flat, and this was with Elijah and Shiloh in a fucking car, mate. So don't give me nothing from your family. I really fucking wouldn't. I really fucking wouldn't, mate. Now, if my family wants to be here to support me, if my family wants to be here to defend me when people come in making up bullshit and lies, then my family may be here. Because that's what I've been for my family. When my cousin Neil came out that he was gay, I was the one that punched the person in that tried beating him up, mate. When my cousins were coming through, getting bullied as kids, I was the one that was punching people out. When Stephanie got all the fucking bullying that girl ever got, mate, I was the one knocking people out. You ask everybody at Carl's funeral and they'll all tell you every single one of them has been punched by me for bullying one of my cousins. So I won't have anyone coming on telling me about nothing. If you want to PM me and say, Kelly, how you feeling, or about my language, then you PM me, because only my family even know where my real profile is. Yeah, all you other people ain't even on my real account. I have a safe, protected one that is for me, that my true family and my true friends are on. So anyway, as I've said, when people come on, this is my family. Plus the 2 children that I have here. This is my family. These are the people that know me blood. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows why I don't sing. Nobody knows how EDS affects me. Nobody knows what my hopes and dreams are. Nobody knows what sunrise, sunset, memories in the middle is. Nobody could give a shit whether I've got a camera that I could use in my hands, yeah? Nobody gives a shit how I hold this phone. If I showed you my hand now that's holding this, I'll show you. Yeah? I'm holding it backwards, yeah, to be able to hold you. Look, there you go. You can see it. Oh, hang on a minute. There, in the mirror. So, nobody cares. The only person who stood up for me when I went out in the papers was my cousin Daniel. And I'm not saying we should fight, but somebody turned around in that paper thing and really fucking took the piss out of me and gave me shit. And at the end of the day, I'll tell you straight, mate, I didn't need to come out and prepare anybody for the Great Reset. I could have gone off, made my money through crypto, gold and all of that, and I could have been quite happy with Liam, Daniel, Aaron and Faith travelling around. We'd have gone snowboarding until my Aunt Christine and my mum came in causing shit, yeah? I could have got on, probably been one of the wealthiest businesswomen and probably one of the top directors, greatest interventionists. But I don't think this country was ever going to let me help people from the benefit system find out who they really were, or uncover whether the education system had ever helped you. Because the fact is, we are not meant to be slaves. We are not meant to be doing jobs that we were not fit for. We are all meant to be our whole selves. We are not meant to be living this way. Fact. So, as I have said, all the bullying, and that's the letter. So please tell me, where is any of this? And they have made it very, very, very clear in this, that everything that they are getting, it's not social doing it. It's not the police that's doing it. It's people out there, and people out there contacting them, defamating me. Why? You're not like me. Oh, baby. Oh, somebody doesn't like me. And don't watch, don't follow, don't read my book, don't come to my talks, don't come to any home education events that I create, don't spend any time with me. Just take your legs and walk and fuck off. And to Portsmouth City Council, mate, see you all in court. And I tell you what, when I respond to this letter, and I respond with everything, including everything that I've just been putting on here, everything that was missing from my cases, the fact that they took my kids saying that Ehlers-Danlos syndrome was the easiest condition to claim to have, and it's happening, because the only thing is this drawer is a little bit heavy for me to move at the moment, because look, we got files, and that one's about to go in. And like I said, you've got the folder out there. There's my foster care file, that. And I am literally moving all of this in, because the problem is Dean and I don't live together, by the way. His stuff is all now officially packed up. He's had stuff in the storage unit. It's either two passed before me and Dean now. He will either stand with me in court and not understand what the fuck has been going on, and when it clicks with him, what they've been putting me through, mate, woe betide them all, or we will separate and I will just get on with this court case and then we will speak afterwards. Who knows? But right now, nobody can affect my paperwork. So I'm going to be shutting myself in here. I've had to take this space from Shiloh, unfortunately. And literally, my unit is going to be here. I just need to try to put a little bit more of a desk here, chair here, a drawer here, and I'm not moving. I've got a plug socket down here. And I'm literally going to be in and out of here when we're at home. The boys will know I'll be in here and until it's done, basically. And when I respond to this closure letter, that is going to go to the Chief Executive of Portsmouth. It's going to go to Livia Pickney, who's the head of Hampshire Constabulary. It will also go to Donna Jones, who is the Chief Inspector of the police here. It will also go to, I can't remember her name now, Alison something, who is the head. Amber will get me all these emails ready, all these, I'm writing them personally. I want all their names headed to it. And it will also be addressed to make sure that it is addressed to top, middle and bottom, so it doesn't just go to directors. And it will also go to the top of Great Britain. It will go all the way through the Healthcare Council, which is Wales, and it will go through the what one we've got here, all the way Ombudsman, and also be for my book, because the book is going to protect me when I'm in court. Because if I go to court, they will contemptuously hold, if I swear, and write to my cousin, because if I do swear, and I don't mind being pulled off on it, but at the end of the day, don't traumatise me, mate, because there's no point with me. You either care and you love me, or you're here to hinder me. And if you're here to hinder me, the judge very soon is going to be saying that, yes, Kellie does have autism. Yes, she is vulnerable, but we're going to put people around her, mate, to make sure that I get to be there with every single one of my kids. And if I choose to speak to their fathers, that's up to me. Maybe I'll work in mediation with them. I'd rather be in mediation with every single one of my family members than wasting my time on people like that. Learn to love your neighbour, because I do. Even when she was out there with Theo, she's got the same age named grandson. My grandson's called Theo, her grandson's called Theo. And the difference is, I would never take my grandson from my son or his mother. Never, never. My home is open to them both. It's just the way it is. So anyway, I'm assuming that during this time of investigation, nobody expected me to pop up on Friday at the Anarchists and Anonymous event. Nobody expected me to pull in where I did. One, they didn't even know that I had a different car. So And the other thing is, yeah, at the end of the day, social are 100% saying to me, in accordance with your wishes, Portsmouth Children's Social Care Safeguarding will not be completing assessment of your children in this time. Because I've told them, no. I didn't let them do it. And that's the difference. Do not conform to the ways of the world, but by the renewal of your mind, heart. So anyway, I got shit to do because I got home to run, washing up to do. I've no dishwasher, and at no time have these people ever done the correct assessment on me as somebody with dislocations. I've got my chiropractor tomorrow, who is the only person in this world who can put my dislocations back in. Any chiropractor can, but nobody's ever bothered. So I'm going to keep this. So here you go. Here you go. Oh, Kellie's into her music, is she? Yeah, I am. But actually, this is around my neck to stop this going all the way back. So